Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? Nobody can hear you. Hold up, let me turn on that.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's 9 PM here in the UK. It's 10 PM most other places in Europe. You're watching PRM Ballroom. I am Cagliostro, as per usual, and also as per usual, I'm a little bit tired. It's a little bit late, but these events are always late, and we're chilling. Tonight I got Roku with me. What's happening?
Hello. Yeah, guess now I can be introduced as failure of offline results as well.
Damn.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's
Better luck
unfortunate.
next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking about it before, and I just realized this is the third time doing the ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, first time I didn't feel very good about it. Second time was pretty good, so I think tonight's gonna be pretty much better, hopefully. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Oh yeah. See, I guess I can call you a regular now.
Yeah, feels like it. I mean, I don't know if you remember that, but like when you started the whole ballroom thing, I was like, this is kind of what I was going for, because I'm not a huge fan of not playing in the weeklies and commentating them. But for these type of like events, I really like doing them personally.
Yeah.
But I was very nervous about like being able to actually, just provide insightful commentary on them. So this has just been working out really well for me. I really like this.
I'm glad. Everyone seems to be really enjoying these at the moment, so I'm happy. I really enjoy running them too. So hey, should be good.
It's
we
a
got
good
a
time.
banger coming in to start. Two people who've actually been on Ballroom relatively recently. We've got missleepy on the Cag and tuhojuho on Yuel. And I'll let them know that we can start. Hello everyone in chat, by the way. I see that Jal has arrived. Hello Jal. I hope you are doing well. As everyone else, I suppose. I hope you're all doing well. I will let our players know that they can start. And I want to start you off, Roku, with, hey, how do you feel about Yuel?
Okay, so I was actually thinking about the matchups like an hour ago. So we saw missleepy last week, right? She was playing with Tatsu.
That's correct.
And I was thinking about Cagliostro in general, and I'm gonna segue this into Yuel. I promise.
Okay.
So I feel like the way that I see it is like Cagliostro is like an actually really strong character that just has this super annoying matchups, right? And it's basically the top three is just super annoying for her. Belial, Percival, and Jita.
Yeah.
And it feels like, this is like kind of what's stopping her from being like a top tier in my mind. But then when you play against someone like Yuel, who's like has her own issues, I feel like this might be a bit of a pain in the ass for Yuel. I'm not like, I was trying to think about it. I just don't feel like she really has the tools that you really want to have against Cag, right?
Yeah, no, I can see that. I don't see this matchup too often. Saki's coming in with the knowledge in the chat at the moment. These two played this week's Hard Edge Weeklies on Monday, and tuhojuho won the set cleanly, as Saki says. Sleepy has since done a set review with Saki, which must have been yesterday, I suppose. And yeah, let's see if she's learned a thing or three.
That should be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
I just want to like, I really wanted to go in and check out a couple of interactions, but I'm not gonna say I forgot, but something along those lines.
You were too preoccupied with pondering the matchup to.
No,
to
I just had to.
practically.
I had to finish my GBF dailies. I'm sorry.
Oh, your GBF dailies?
yeah.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, no.
Nice start here from Sleepy at the moment with the trap pressure just on that Oki. So Sleepy was here last week, right? Played Tatsu in what was a real slobber knocker of a set. Very much in her direction. And Tatsu tried to bring it back for a little bit, but it ended with a pretty dominating win. So with the knowledge now of a set review kind of by her side, I'm hoping that we're going to see a similar experience tonight. I've just gone off playing tuhojuho myself. We did a good 15 games or so, and he's playing pretty well tonight.
That was a very commanding first round from Sleepy as well, though. So obviously really nice to start off strong, but again, you know, this is very much a longer sort of set because, you know, it's not just a bracket, it's a first to 10, right?
Yeah.
So
And that is kind of one of the key things when you take a set like this. Like these two, like Saki said, played at the Hard Edge Weekly, and Hard Edge Weekly is a longer set than, you know, most people are used to anyhow, because it's the first to 5. And this is double that. So, hey yo.
it just has a different dynamic, obviously. So Tio's bringing it back on the second round very nicely.
Good to see a nice even start here. Loving that anti-air there with the far heavy. Good mash from Tuho. Catch on the frame trap as well. Nice. Fortunately not able to continue his pressure too much afterwards, but a brilliant anti-air. That's kind of Tuho's forte at this point, isn't it? He's probably known the most for his exceptional anti-air game.
One of those PhD holders in the art of anti-airing. And honestly, yes, I said that there's a few things that are definitely annoying for your against Kang. But having your DP is always so nice against this character. Like, when you play one of those characters that don't have this reversal, you just feel so off sometimes on the set play. Those teleports.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. Sleepy going for 2L2L far H there instead of the far L that should have been to have that connect. And yeah, Tuho is going to take this first game here, but definitely very even between the two of them coming into this second game. Nice whip punish.
Yeah, and the far heavy of Kag is just so good at doing that, right? Like, so active, very good range, fairly easy at least to convert with just a fantastic button.
It's one of those buttons that you kind of want to see on any character. Any character would benefit from that button. Just far distance makes it really good for anti-airs. Multi-hit, so it's very easy to confirm.
Yep, exactly.
Nice mash.
What I like from Tuho so far is that even though Kag has, you know, arguably better long-range buttons, he's definitely utilizing Yuel's far heavy as well, which is something that we've talked about the last time. That I don't remember. I think it was with Tuho actually on the Na set.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, far heavy is like a really underrated button, and a lot of you players don't really love using it.
I love to push into the trap now.
Yeah. So it makes sense that Tuho is a far heavy believer. So I do like to see that, for sure.
For real. And yeah, it's definitely a bit more of an awkward kind of far heavy button. Like most of the cast buttons, like even if you just compare it to Kag, is like, you know, big, far-reaching, highly damaging button. And Yuel's does not have the far-reaching part. Definitely strong, but yeah, she doesn't have any forwards momentum. She kind of leans back a little bit even. So it's a bit more of an awkward button to use. Oh no, Sleepy not blocking on Wake Up there.
I think
in the corner, nice, into the overhead. Well, not the overhead, rather. But...
I'm pretty sure I saw a counter hit pop up, so maybe that was like trying to do 2H and just not being there on time.
Maybe.
We're contesting up the overhead.
Nice.
And that's gonna kill.
So yeah, tying it up once again. Again, it's Sleepy with the early momentum here, and Tuho just kind of fighting back. So maybe the key of this set is just going to be which player can push the momentum the most, get into that early lead, kind of like we saw with the Tatsu set last week.
Oh, I love this. This is one of the things that happens a lot in GBS. There's a lot of characters that have all these like sort of setups, like in Kag, in Beelzebub or whatever, when you're doing like you're charging your fireballs or you're putting down the traps. And there's a big gap there. People are very scared to press against them, but they absolutely should. And really like seeing Tuho do that. Hopefully he's going to keep up with it, honestly.
So the main thing that I want to take out of this so far was all of the resets that happened there in neutral, and then Tuho failing to cover Sleepy's fuzzy jump out of the corner. And it's that nice confirm. It's that fuzzy jump that led to all of those resets, and currently a very fuzzy jump heavy defense coming out from Sleepy. So that's something that I think Tuho has probably already identified. And it's going to be up to Sleepy to maybe adapt that, maybe kind of hold a bit more stuff. We're seeing him maybe return to room. We are. Sleepy saying our left is literally not working. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it can be an issue when you're playing the game.
It can, for real, for real. Sleepy winning without blocking. Yo,
Yeah,
let's go.
you don't have to block. Oh yeah, to be fair, actually, you can block in this game without having
You can block
directional
button.
buttons.
Yeah.
Like if it's one game that you can do, I guess this in Mortal Kombat. Yeah. So Sleepy's asking if you can take the time to open up a hitbox.
Yeah,
super strong.
that is fine. We can wait for a moment here. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're all even on this right now, so. But yeah, how's everyone doing in the chat tonight? Are we all having a nice evening?
At this point, it feels more like night.
It kind of is.
Kind of gone past the evening part at this point, right?
A little bit. I mean, there's a couple of people here. Zhao's here. Zhao's over in the US, so technically not evening there.
Yep. It's very hard to like dissociate like from your time to other people's times, right?
And drawing. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean these sets. I mean they're like 11 o'clock here for me, but I mean that's late for most people. But I'm like usually sleeping around like 4 a.m. anyway, so what's the difference, right?
Now you're in Greece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Ideal NA hours, yeah, for real.
This is the NA friendly stream.
It is, yes.
So why doesn't NA have the EU friendly streams? Much to ponder. Speaks volumes about our society.
I keep wanting to like catch like the NA weeklies that go on, but it's like okay, they start at 2 in the morning for me. And all right.
Actually, I just realized that I'm usually up during the times of the NA weeklies, and I've never actually ended up watching any of them. So that's probably my fault, and not the NA friendly fault thing. I mean, EU friendly rather. Sorry. The other thing I'm wondering is I don't know what kind of box Sleepy has, but
it's a little thing. It's a what's it called? Is it a snack box? I think.
The small ones.
Tiny little one. I've held it. It's a dinky little thing.
Yeah.
Do you see I have a one with Bubs? Yo, I gotta catch that.
Yeah, because I have like a box-like type of controller too myself, but it's like more like the conventional hitbox, and it's such a pain to open. It's so annoying. Fighting Edge self-modded into hitbox. I have no idea what the fuck you say. So the Fighting Edge is probably like a stick, right? I have no idea what this means.
Most hitbox / stick talk goes right over my head. I use a DualSense, so
yeah, I don't know how you. I mean, okay. I was about to say I'm gonna say it, but I was like, I don't know how you people do it, and then that sounded like racist against pad players in a way.
Smelly pad players.
Yeah, but for real, how I can't. Insane to me.
It's practical.
Yeah, obviously it's about like what you've what you're familiar with, right? But I always hated playing with pads on anything.
And I've tried to use like a stick or a hitbox before, but I just can't find a way that's comfortable for me, so I'm always gonna stick with pad.
Yeah, I just remember like trying to play the Rising beta because I was on a PS5. It's on mine. And my box is not PS5 compatible, so I tried playing a little bit with the PS5 controller, and I tried for like an hour, and they just gave up.
Damn. Yeah, fair enough.
It's impossible. I just don't get it.
So yeah, while we're waiting for the box repairs to happen, I'm gonna dig up bad memories. I'm gonna ask you, how was your offline experience in general?
Okay, so in general, it was pretty fun. This was my first time playing offline, aside from going to the local, which is obviously a very different thing, very different experience. There was a lot of people there because it was a Tekken World 2 thing.
That's right, yeah.
So for Tekken, it was basically a major, right? There was people like from all over the world, like Germany, US, Spain, France. So a lot of like familiar faces from Twitter. So that was a little bit daunting, for sure. I played PS4 Grand Blue for the second time ever. Not very fun.
It's quite a change to get used to, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I'm not even sure, but I think at least one of the setups was base PS4, so that was rough. But overall, pretty fun time. Okay, we're back.
We're back in.
Fixed. Let's go.
If you see Sleepy only ever blocking when she's on the right-hand side, then you know what's happening.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
So yeah, we're back in.
Alright, so we can leave that experience behind for now. Okay, 2 is using the block button. That's a nice check. Yeah, so it's one of those matchups where it really matters. Okay, and there's the first jumping that we talked about as well.
Yep. So Tuho going for a couple of throws here. Tuho is very happy to use throws. And there you go. There it is again. So 2 throws, 2 fuzzy jumps. It should immediately be spelling out to Tuho that actually delayed buttons is probably the thing he needs to be structuring his offense around at the moment. Nice block. Is now back towards the corner, but he's kind of okay with that. Nice. The stun yipper.
That was really like well sequenced for the 2L, break the trap into the yipper, yeah.
Love this. Love this a lot. Really nice. Ends early, doesn't go for the hard knockdown, just happy keeping Tuho in the corner. No whiff punish on the far end, but everything is still all Sleepy at the moment.
And I really like this rush as well, because it's just so safe to do that, right? Like, okay, yes, you lose the meter, so you are not going to go into OD or something. But it's just the safest possible wish confirm, right? You just press it, if it hits, you kill.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not like the meter would have done something different here.
So that far M catching the jump on wake up there, it's always somewhere like a spacing where you think you can just kind of jump back on wake up. You cannot.
Yeah. I have learned this the hard way, because...
Yeah, same. I want to TK dive on wake up.
Yeah, I come from like Melty and Strive, where it's much easier to do that. So I always have a hard time still adjusting to that in Grand Blue. Especially against like different characters, actually, not any that we have to do. Oh no, we have Vera afterwards. So yeah, Vera is one of my banes of existence that in that prospect.
Yeah.
I felt like that trap could have connected, but I guess it can't. Not the back throw.
Light the mash and wake up. There we are. There's that slightly delayed frame trap. Catch the fuzzy, jump out the corner. Jump out the corner again. Sleepy's gonna stay in the corner, and oh, there's a lot to break down in there. I'm a big fan of the stance parry not working on the teleport.
Yeah, and that was
nice.
Very like just thinking about that sequence in your mind. I kind of broke me. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a lot
just a very nice bait. Yeah.
This is good in. Love the DP.
Yeah, so it feels like all those things that you talked about and the previous 2 rounds have been basically kind of enforced right now. Both with adjusting to the fuzzy jumping and then Sleepy also just changing the way and the timing of the fuzzy jumps, utilizing those teleports. It's going to be a big combo though.
Yeah, gonna spend that meter a little bit early. It's gonna put Sleepy just outside of throw range for kill. Chip damage from that is gonna put her in. Try to go for the overhead, but Sleepy's mashing out. Tuho mashed on the frame trap as well. Sleepy has a chance to bring this back around now. Only 50% meter able to use, but just happy locking him down in the corner. Lock him down for an extended amount of time so he can get that meter. Yeah, just enough for the kill. Good job.
Yeah. And that's just honestly the power of the far heavy, right? Just playing at that range, very awkward for Tuho and Yuel to.
It can be. It's
make
one of
way
those
into
things that
that.
you've kind of got to lab out. You know, how do you deal with Kang far heavy into the 5U cancel in the corner? You can kind of just sit there twerking on you as much as she wants if you don't really know what to do about it. And Tuho not really representing that he wants to challenge that much, so it was good on Sleepy to enforce that as much as possible. Nice OD setup.
One of those things that I really like about what Sleepy does, and I feel like she's the CAG that leans into doing that the most, is using the charged rock for combos. And
yeah.
she knows how to do that. She knows how to utilize it properly. Which can be awkward at times because it has a really heavy combo scaling towards.
Oh my god.
Ooh!
Yeah,
That was just
I got
enough
it.
room, right? Yeah, there was just enough room to
Really
give her that
nice.
cross up on the teleports. But yeah, like it goes into combo limit very quickly, but I feel like she knows when she's gonna go into it and finish up the combo with it. She doesn't just throw it, you know, at every opportunity in the corner. Just actually knows how to use it. And that's really nice to see.
Nice block on the empty low there by Sleepy. Really nice punish on the Hanarashi as well. Again, Tuho mashing on that frame trap. Sleepy's going to bring him to the right hand corner, but then straight back out again with the DP. That is going to work. Yeah, never looks like it's going to at that sort of distance, but yeah, the OD setup is consistent. Tuho uses it a lot. Careful with the traps above him, but yeah, the rush. Not
Yeah,
gonna
this
be
happened
that
before.
area with the traps. Yeah, that's what we saw back in that previous game.
Yeah, and Saki said it on chat as well that it's because it's the roll rush, right?
Yes.
If it was from a button, it would have actually triggered the traps. But I mean, I'm just thinking, like, imagine how crazy it would be. Like, okay, just set up a trap and then roll rush, 3, you know, invulnerable plus frames into like a full combo. That would be messed up.
It would be pretty crazy. Yeah.
But Sleepy has a lot of good momentum, I feel like, and I wanted to say, I absolutely love the way that she has been using the teleport for repositioning. Not just like, you know, cross-ups and setups and stuff like that, but she's been using it to position in the air, to stall, to go backwards and position her far heavy in different ways. And honestly, I'm looking at so I've played a bunch against Kai, and it feels like I'm looking at a lot of things that I generally don't see, and that's always nice.
That's not pushing the drop. Kuro's got that 100% meter and should have spent it on SSBA just then, but is able to win the next interaction here. Going to lead the SSBA to the ground.
Yeah.
Remember
I mean,
spend your meter, folks.
I don't. Okay, I'm pretty sure it would have killed this wall, but I don't think it's unreasonable for your players to have second thoughts about using
Yes,
this.
that's fair.
So
Restore.
yeah, at the same time, I'm going to, you know, trust Tuho as the resident heat expert to know better than me on the damage. But, yeah, I kind of agree with you. We probably should use it there.
Nice there. Cash start on the Starlit Sky. Nice corner combo there without spending a single cooldown, actually. Love that. Very economic conversion.
Oh, that was a very delayed active frame. It's on that overhead. And it wasn't counter hit. Unfortunately, could not pick up from it, probably because of the spacing.
Ooh. You're going to catch it on the spot dodge here. Has a lot of his offensive cooldowns ready. Going for more throws now. Sleepy stopped using that buzzy jump quite as much. Just sitting here in the corner. That chip damage is adding up. Nice interrupt there on the offensive Hanarashi. Gonna jump back over this overdrive. Gonna leave her on chip point. This is a rough situation for Sleepy, but Tuho's not looking good either. Only
Yeah,
one
this is a
turn
rough
of that OD
situation.
left.
Rough situation for both, it feels like.
Oh,
'Cause
no!
yeah, this is exactly the thing with Yuel, right? It's hard to get in when CAG really doesn't want you to get in. You don't have those tools that are just like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna go in. Don't have the range, you don't have the WL5U, you don't have the Percival for heavy, for mid.
Great fan of the optimal anti-air conversion there, by the way, from Sleepy.
Okay,
Just
so
go past the OD.
that was a silly little interaction there. Feels like.
And Tuho are going to spend that meter a little early again here. The OD coming out this time from Sleepy.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan of this because it feels to me that Sleepy's kind of okay. I was about to say that it feels like this is a sort of advantageous situation for Sleepy because they're both like close to that single interaction going to kill.
So I mean, there's a lot of situations where you can approach that kind of thing from. So generally, like that situation there, the neutral was very heavily favored towards Sleepy. Like you're an interaction away from death, so is your opponent, and you are in an enhanced state. You're in overdrive. But Sleepy has not been playing the mid-screen neutral interactions, I'd say, quite as well as Tuho has been. This is a really nice position. Where she's been excelling is by locking Tuho in the corner, and that's where a lot of her damage has come from, it's where a lot of chip has come from, where the majority of her pressure situations go in her favor. That is where they have been occurring. And in the mid-screen there, yeah, like, sure, you're in OD, but Tuho is likely going to be the player favored to win the next neutral interaction, and you're dying from that regardless. So it's interesting, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a nuanced situation. I think it's just interesting to see, that there's differing factors to go into that and differing opinions as well, which makes sense. I'm not saying it's unreasonable or something. Just the way that people think about the game is maybe different.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a similar one going on here. Tuho just tap away from death in OD. Sleepy does have that 100 meter and spends the rush here to beat the universal overhead.
Yeah, she appears to be using the rush pretty heavily all sets, and to honestly, pretty good results.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent. Sleepy's a big fan of raw rush, and I get it. I don't really think it's like massively a good option myself, but it's like kind of influenced by the fact that my character doesn't really like raw rush that much. Nice, perfect. But it's an okay option.
Yeah, Kang is one of those characters that definitely benefits more from doing that. It doesn't have the invulnerable reversal of other characters. So it is a bit of a crutch, quote-unquote, replacement on that.
And it works in like some situations. Like the biggest thing about it is it's not frame 1 anymore, right? It's frame 4. So still not going to be able to beat people on wake up if they're timing their meteors properly. But in these kind of neutral interactions, nice again on that situation. Where Tuho wants to advance like PRM, that can be called out by rush if you do need it for the kill. Yeah, Sleepy's been doing it pretty well.
Yeah, so that interaction between stance and teleport I think is really cool actually. Because it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that Yuel is locked into hitting on the other side, right? Okay, blocks the low in the corner.
So we're seeing Sleepy kind of change up her defensive now between... no, that was unnecessary. Does end up getting the corner switch out of this. And double overdrive here. Nice anti-air, this should be the kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sleepy is changing up her defensive habits at this point, which I can really appreciate kind of this early into a first to 10. It was all fuzzy jumps, really, for those first couple of games, and now kind of alternating between just holding shit, which, always good, and also a little bit of fuzzy jump, a little bit of fuzzy mesh. It's nice to alternate your options. Tuho's been doing a pretty good job of calling them out still.
And I really like the fact that Sleepy has been getting more consistent with hitting those 2H anti-airs, because a lot of the time that Tuho got the jump-ins was not because Sleepy was not okay. This is stop. this is not cool. It's not because she wasn't trying to stop it, but mostly because the time was slightly off and it feels like she has adjusted to it. Which in turn means Tuho is now using the JU a little bit more. Gonna dodge the OZ there.
Yeah. Tuho locked in the corner, hitting something on wake up, and yeah, it has just enough meter there to bring this to what could be the halfway point in this set.
Yeah. And it's just like, you feel safe, you're like, okay, but I'm in the corner, my opponent is pretty far still, but that's not far enough for Kag. And it feels like people always underestimate the range of FH. for CAG. You know, people don't underestimate the range of like Percival's long buttons. They don't underestimate Jita's FM, but for some reason they just, I mean, probably myself included, just don't register. You know, this thing goes so far. You're
It's
not
a big
safe.
button, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good balancer.
It truly is. Nice offensive overdrive here from tuho. Got all of the pressure here at the moment. Grabs the rush.
Yeah.
50 meter wasted. Yeah. Nice.
And that's
Perfect.
excuse me. And that's one of the good adaptations against those, you know, more rush puppy quote unquote people, right? Because you can just grab it
Yeah, for
and
real.
it's very effective. Nice block.
on the DP. So we mentioned earlier that these two played at Hard Edge Weeklies this Monday, and tuho won the set pretty easily. But we're currently 5-2 here, which in a Hard Edge Weeklies would be a victory for Sleepy, and a pretty commanding one at that. So something here has obviously changed, and you know, thankful to that set review, and shout outs to Saki for going through that one. Has obviously done a difference. You know, made a very significant difference on this set. But as we're kind of, you know, maybe halfway through this now, is there any particular things that you want to point out that maybe tuho could be employing here?
It feels like at first everything tuho was doing was kind of working, right? And then it stopped. Like Sleepy has started adapting better. Yes, tuho has been employing some throws at different timings and countering those rushes. But other than that, the way that he approaches mid-screen is pretty much the same. And I would like to see a little bit of difference there, probably. And also it feels like, yeah, it feels like we just stopped contesting via those teleports in mid-screen, in the corner, whatever they are, but like those cross-ups. Okay, that's a cheap half. That's a good option. But yeah, it feels like you need to be more, in my opinion at least, you need to be more willing to contest CAG when she does that. And it's not like tuho is afraid to use the DP. We've seen the DPs time and time again. We've seen them succeed and we've seen them blocked. But then it feels like Sleepy just gets those resets with the teleport kind of for free. And I would like to see those contested. At the same time, in the same token, I feel like one thing I would like to see from Sleepy a little bit more is a little bit more trap setups. It feels like she, I don't know, I mean, obviously this is sort of like a playstyle type of thing. You know, when your characters are a little bit more loose, there's going to be different playstyles, obviously. But it doesn't feel like she's very keen on using the traps for those like set play setups that a lot of CAGs really love. You know, with the back throws, with the universal overheads and comboing over those.
I just want to interject. That was maybe the shortest overdrive I think I've ever seen. It's a shame that punish didn't go further than it did, because it was a fantastic one. But that was a tiny overdrive.
Yeah. Well, they just instantly got through those like green tractions into finishing the overdrive bar.
Nice here. Sleepy going for a spot dodge there, actually. Two throws coming out from tuho. Catches the jump out with a counter hit. Unfortunately, goes into that M-Fox flame afterwards, expecting it to be on block. And yeah, catches Sleepy matching here. Nice and simple round for tuho.
Yeah. The past 2 games feels like tuho has been a bit more aggressive, which I definitely like. Yeah, there's the block button again.
Yeah, did press towards the end there, did get caught by that trap and then locked down in the corner then. This is good though, nice. I'm liking the far medium at the corner to deal with those 5U cancels. And yeah, now tuho bringing this one back towards the right hand side. Good plus frames, and Sleepy is not challenging them.
Yeah, so you said it before as well. It's obviously sometimes you just want to hold things, but you have to be moderate about it, right? You just don't want to just give your opponent this much space. Okay, this is the double overheads. We've seen this before.
So yeah, no chip damage on the table at all at the moment. Sleepy blocking the cross up here. Mashes afterwards. That OD on tuho's side is now gone. Oh, unfortunately not able to convert off of that, but does block the DP, does have the meter to go for that full damage punish. And yeah, Sleepy 6-3 up. Saki is wrong, by the way, it's first to 10.
Yeah, this is kind of a really back and forth sort of set, it feels like, because the way that I see it is that none of the two players is very comfortable with what the other player wants to do. So it ends up in those like very scrambly situations. And it feels like Sleep is a little bit more confident in the way that she plays them out currently.
Yeah, which is interesting because normally I'd say that Tuho's actually very good at these kind of scramble situations.
That's exactly,
you know, he likes
exactly what I want to say. Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Yuel is a scrambly sort of character. She does benefit a lot from those.
Yeah, it's how it is when like all of your offensive options are basically directly close range. Got the fully charged Dwayne on the table here and immediately sent into the crowd of spectators, killing hundreds, much like how Sleepy is being killed from this SBA and other fantastic transitions that I've made during my commentary lifetime.
And it's also about the fact that both players are very confident in their ability to convert, right? And I mean, Sleepy's conversions at times honestly just blow me away. And at the same time, too, is one of those Yuels that's very confident in the setups and in knowing exactly, you know, which combo do I have to go for here. Do I have to go for the high, a damage combo? Okay, that was a throw, I believe. That's gonna get caught off. Those are really quick rounds.
That was, yeah. Tuho moving in with pace right now into this 11th game of this set. Nice. These DPs on the teleport cross-ups have been exceptional. Really,
this is what I wanted. This is what I want to see more of, especially when you see Cag teleporting in the air, you have a DP, just send it. Worst case scenario, if she doesn't go behind you, she's not going to be able to get an optimal punish. I understand that the risk reward is sometimes not there, but generally speaking, it feels like in most matchups, using the DP against the teleport is actually beneficial, because then getting the OK against Cag is really good, right? No mirror reversal, her defensive options are not great, and there's the challenge on those projectiles that I was talking about a while ago, honestly. But still very relevant, still something that you need to be aware of, to be zoned in, to be getting them.
Loving the Tuho, just kind of happy to set this one out a little bit, get that parry. Oh, and then as soon as he commits to a throw again, just that fuzz jump into the TK teleport, enough for Sleepy to completely reversal the situation.
Yeah, and again, those air conversions by Sleepy are always so nice. I feel like she's only dropped one combo this whole set, which is, you know, in the longer sets is kind of. I understand, you know, Grand Blue is not the most mechanically / technically intensive game out there, but still, you know, everyone drops their combos. Yeah.
Wow, that caught.
Yeah. Feels like Sleep is also very ready for those 2 and 4Xs, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's been very good at kind of just directly countering them. I can certainly appreciate. Nice here, the low block, no spot dodge on the OD, and Tuho has got a lot going into this. The chip is going to be a massive factor here. Yep, just going into something that isn't a true block string, looking for that chip kill, finds the fuzz jump anyhow.
Yeah, it's low-key edge right situation there. When you're solo against the OD, you don't have reversal, you don't have the meter. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah. Love the trap overhead at the moment, and yeah, Tuho just catching that 5U cancel out with the far end. Not quite enough to fully escape the left-hand side of the screen at the moment, but now we're back in the screen. Gets the hard knockdown from the HTP. Into the safe jump, nice.
I really like the way that Tuho is traversing the traps. So what he's been doing is that he's always either using, you know, the 2L or the 2 and 4H to stop the grounded traps, and then the air traps is like, I'm not dealing with that. That's your thing. I'm I'm not interested in this sort of game. And this is something that a lot of people just kind of don't do and probably should, right? You have those traps in the air and you're like, okay, so I can't traverse the air. My ways of approach are severely limited. What do I do? And then they just approach. But since you only have one avenue of approaching, it's very easy for a character to just be, yeah, you're coming here, I know what I'm going to press. But two is just like, yeah, no, I'm just not going to press anything. You're free to come at me. You're in the corner. I'm not. So, you know, just do it yourself.
Really nice reversal of the situation here by Sleepy. Really kind of enjoyed that whole sequence. Just played all the correct guesses. Yeah, I got a kill from this as well.
I'm really surprised that that trap actually triggered, but I guess both traps were very close to the corner and close to one another, so that makes sense. And that's probably... So I was also wondering, wouldn't like a back throw be beneficial there? But maybe not. Maybe she knows something I don't, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. No CAG experts.
Sleepy kind of scouting out these like near edge situations with the teleport? Because that's the second time now that we've seen teleport into the corner.
Yeah.
For people who don't often like watch CAG, that teleport does not push you into the corner. There has to be space there. So
yeah, it feels like it's something that she's been deliberately going for.
Yeah, I can really appreciate that.
Also, like again, the 2 and 4 age there, because it's just a very safe option. When you get the teleport, it's kind like there in the corner at least. Because yeah, maybe you don't want to DP. You're at like 35%-ish life. So if that gets blocked in the corner, it's very possible that you're gonna die. But Tuho knows that he has more options than that to come PS.
Tuho catching the teleport. Yes, that teleport not available to get Sleepy out the corner at the moment. The option comes back just as she gets hit though. And there it is, just the teleport out the corner. The DP going wildly in the incorrect direction. Sleepy's going to take this one. Get a little bit of charge on that 5U. And this doesn't avoid the OD.
Yeah. It was close, but not close enough. I really like that. So there's a few characters that have this sort of like special moves that are both good for, you know, controlling space and then also continue pressure and also stopping OD. And it feels like in this state of the game where OD is like, you know, really important. You know, just really nice option to have. Yeah, there's the chip damage from the OZ as well.
Yeah, it's a really difficult situation to deal with, because you're basically putting a 50-50 of is your opponent going to DP, or do I just win by doing a meaty button? And yeah, the meaty button is the thing that ends up winning here. The RPS DP, yeah, Sleepy needs to start taking the close heavy on this a little bit more. She's winning the interaction that comes after that pretty often. I think basically every time the situation's come up. But yeah, really just needs to start getting these damaging punishes on that and not pushing your luck too much.
Yeah, because if anything else, it's a shame, right? Because this has happened, I feel like, 4, maybe 5 times now. And this one could have been like a 50% combo of that situation, right?
I mean, she won the round anyhow. The corner push was the correct thing to do. But, sometimes the direct damage is something that she's going to need to consider, and it's not something that seems to have been considered really kind of any time yet where that interaction has come up. That's low there's going to catch the jump out here. There's that end flame. Tuho's just standing there. Don't really know what that was about. And yeah, the far heavy on wake up is not going to be the thing that works here. Into the throw.
Yeah, it's very nice setup there. I think it makes sense for neither player to really want to commit to something after the teleport, because both of them are facing a big damage situation to come out there. Okay, so now OD is available for Sleepy, and she steals the corner. Okay, now we're back to mid-screen.
The 2H there, not sure what that was meant to be. Sleepy, you could have just done close heavy into SSBA, but alright, you do you. I'm a Fungyman myself. I understand.
Believe in victory.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's much easier for us to be able to also judge, you know, oh yeah, this is going to kill, this is not going to kill, right? Like when you're playing the game, even if you're like super experienced with the character, it can still be tough sometimes. And I mean, it's one of those skills that oftentimes just goes, I wouldn't say unsung, but given less gravity than others. You know, knowing exactly the limits of your character's damage, and okay, I can do this combo here to kill, I can do this interaction here to go into the chip kill, for example, all those things.
Not sure what she was trying to catch there. Might have been a misinput, but
yeah,
going to take the round.
Yeah, because it's not like we've seen that happen before. I mean, I feel like we've maybe seen one raw EX 2-4.
Which I think was also blocked.
Yeah, and then it's just not a great option for CAG because on block, even though you know a lot of characters, yeah, and a lot of characters have this like forward momentum sort of specials that are pretty safe on block. But CAG, even when really well spaced, feels like it's not that good. Okay, this is gonna be. Oh, never mind, my bad. So this was probably able to kill, but doesn't matter. So what did tuho do though to get hit by the trap?
Backflip, and the backflip got hit by the aerial trap.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this could be interesting to see if this is gonna keep happening actually, because backflip is something that tuho has been doing a lot against these grounded traps. So if at those spaces the aerial traps are beating it, maybe Sleep is gonna start employing that if she identifies that as something that tuho is doing a lot.
Love this extension. Really, really nice. Hitting that combo limit. Bad spot for tuho here at the moment. Sleepy's happy to play this one safely. Nice confirm into the rush. And yeah, we're going to be bringing this to what might be our final game of this set.
Yep, Sleepy on set point. 9-5. And it feels like this during the set, both players have had this like streaks of momentum, right? But it feels like Sleepy's streaks of momentum have been lasting longer than tuho. Tuho is like taking 2 games very convincingly, and then Sleepy gets 3 games convincingly. So obviously this amounts to a lot more on her side. Yeah, and it feels like Sleepy has just been so good at pinning down tuho this past like 3 or 4 games in the corner.
I mean, it's kind of been the theme of the set, really. You know, if tuho's in the corner early, it's likely not going to end well for him. Been doing a better job at escaping the corner as of recent, but there is a very nice corner escape from Sleepy. But they're overcomplicating the combo. Really could have just done that button in the super here, but yeah, he's going to catch out with the 2U regardless. And we're on set point.
Yep.
Looking for that full double wins victory here with potential 10-5.
Okay.
And nice.
I mean, to me, okay, Sleepy loves those combos. She loves those.
Yeah, she is always prepared for these. Really, really nice. Just keeping tuho locked down in the corner. Tries to get in herself, but tuho does take the opportunity to escape, at least for a little bit. Ratio attempt on the JU, but Sleepy has all the momentum. 100 meter on the side of both players right now. The clash is going to go in tuho's favor. Gonna see another setup there.
Yeah. I feel it's the first time we've seen that clash as well, which is, you know, kind of ironic because this interaction hasn't played out a lot. And there's this.
What a whip punish!
Yeah.
And yeah, Sleepy taking this one with 10-5.
I really like the way that Sleepy ended up kind of adjusting the way that she played with the traps as the set went on. Because at first, tuho was really good at cleanly stopping them. The grounded traps, and it feels like the past 4 games, I want to say, Sleepy just identified that yes, tuho is very patient with the air traps, but I can start using that. You know, I can start pushing him to do those 2-1-4s, push him to just stay in the corner and give me time to figure out my plan, which is very relevant, right? Like, a lot of people don't think about it, but being able to kind of like slow the game down think about your options, think about your game plan. This is something that's really valuable, especially in longer sets, because you need that, sort of like mental reset in game. And I feel like she utilized that very well. Obviously, I could be talking out of my ass, and she could have been just like staring at Tuho, being like, "Yeah, just do something." But that's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, chat is kind of talking about it quite a bit. As I feel like kind of half joke going on about the vindication of Saki's set reviews, but we were talking about this earlier. I believe it was last night with Stefan. Stefan's also in the chat about how you review your own sets. But going through your sets with the opinion of someone else, or even just looking back through to see, where your autopilot's kicking in, where other things that you can do in the matchup would be good, and then going away and practicing them clearly pays dividends, because that was a triumphant victory here for Sleepy, second one in a row here on Ballroom, and yeah, I'm really, really impressed.
Yeah, it was. So it was. I'm not gonna say like it was one of the closer sets, but it was fairly even at the start, and then it felt like Sleepy just started running away with it. Duo did have the streak between, I want to say, the 7th to 9th game, but he did bring it back a little bit. But then it just, I don't know, it's a bit hard, obviously, in the heat of the moment to identify all those low interactions that happen, even when you're a spectator and not into the game. But yeah, I just felt like Sleepy just did very well with identifying where Tuho is going to be doing those throws and attacking them, and utilizing the fuzzy jumps in ways that even if Tuho caught them, couldn't get a huge sort of like conversion out of them, right? And again, yes, this is both a character and player sort of thing, because to be fair, it's hard for Yuel to get those like huge punishers out of like catching your fuzzy jumps. But knowing that is also part of like the matchup, right? Knowing what you can get away with.
Yeah, fantastic set. Always very nice to have our first set here be a banger to get that energy going, but keep that energy, of course, going into our second one. We're going to be taking a real quick break here, and then we'll be back with Light playing Vera against Dudikov on the Matera. So don't go anywhere, guys.
Yeah, and that's a matchup that I really want to talk about, so let's...
Yeah, we both have a lot to say.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Cheers.